we are back. Episode 167. The boys are back. Post NBA Finals, post World Cup kickoff. We are back in the building. It has been a minute. There was a scheduling conflict with one of the episodes. So we are back with the post NBA Finals. Go ahead, talk to him, Rock.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? Please like, subscribe, and comment. Once again, please like, subscribe, and comment. I go by the name of Drock. That is my boy Ish. Real dog, real partner. We've been doing this 8 years. So please like, subscribe, and comment. Help us get out the hood. Help us do what we love to do by being paid. Salute to one of our sponsors.
Yes, sir. W Energy. Code nothing ATL for 10% off your purchase. Go ahead, use that. Tell them we sent you. Shout out W Energy for sponsoring this episode.
Absolutely, man. We have a lot to get to. So much has happened throughout the world. If you guys this is your first time joining us, we are an entertainment podcast that specializes in sports, music, and entertainment. More specifically, NFL, NBA, and then rap, R&B, and pop music. We specifically focus on, but anything that comes up through a story and anything entertainment, we usually touch on. So this summer we're getting back into our Patreon, so we'll be doing some special episodes on Zoom where there's about 20, 25 minutes discussing the hottest topics and doing more of a little rapid fire. You see, this is more long form content, 2.5 hour episodes. We really get to it. We really hold you, captivate the audience. You know what I mean? So stick around, like, subscribe, and comment, and please share with a friend.
Yes, sir.
Ish. How you doing, man?
Listen, man,
how you doing?
It's been a crazy couple weeks. It's been a crazy couple weeks, personally and in my sports life. But in both, looking back now that it's over, blessed, man.
Yes, sir.
Blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always got to lead back there. We are blessed, man. We're blessed to do what we love. We're blessed to do this podcast at the level we do it at, man. It's fun living and knowing you're going to get to talk about the great things that happen in society,
it's
bro.
a special time. What a time to be alive, honestly.
Really, truly what a time to be alive. We can go ahead and jump into the Spider-Man trailer today. We could jump into Odyssey coming out in a month. We could jump into Toy Story 5 coming out this weekend. Steven Spielberg just dropped a movie. People are saying it's another classic. We got
Avengers is December.
Avengers is in December. Future's coming in a few months. Wolverine drops in September. Madden and NCAA probably dropped the best EA sports related game since Madden 2005.
Listen, that's where we're gonna start. Shout out GTA 5. I mean GTA
6.
Let's start. Shout out GTA 5 for lasting 3 consoles and building enough hype for GTA 6.
Yes.
Let's just shout out GTA 6.
Yes.
Because I genuinely feel like the event of GTA 6 has everything locked in.
Oh, absolutely.
I think shows are locked in.
Yes.
I think movies are locked in.
Yes.
Games are 1,000% locked in. But I feel like right now we are at it feels like we're doing 2016 anniversary. It does feel like that again.
It absolutely does. And I said this is going to be one of those years musically and entertainment-wise. Yeah. I was like, bro, look at the movies coming out this year. The Bears season finale comes out next week, bro. Our series finale, excuse me, man. Yeah. So we have classic television. X-Men 97 comes out this week. Did you watch the first season of that?
Hell yes.
That's one of the greatest animated seasons of TV ever. And they said the second season got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So Daredevil came out amazing.
They put Cyclops in Rivals. He's crazy,
bruh.
It's just a beautiful time.
Punisher's in Spider-Man. The Hulk is in Spider-Man, bro. Like, where can we lose? Yeah. You know where we have to start.
Yes, sir.
We have a lot to get to. Please stick around. You obviously see there's titles on the episode, so you can skip to where you want to go to. I know you beautiful women may not want to hear an hour on basketball, but we have to do an hour on basketball. Yeah. So all of the fun stuff, entertainment-wise, game-wise, movie-wise, will be in the second hour. So, let's get to it.
Messi had a hat trick. Let's start. World Cup.
Wait, what?
I thought it was one of the biggest.
I mean, I personally have not watched one soccer game ever in my life.
What?
So, no, I was talking about, I was talking about the finals.
Oh, I don't know. Basketball. It's been a couple. It's been a while. I'm like,
but What an NBA season it was, man. I feel like
season.
this was the first season that really had a lot of positive feedback in a long time. Right. From the NBA Cup that everybody's confused about, people still enjoyed it. The All-Star game this year was amazing. All-Star weekend this year was amazing. The playoffs this year were out of this world, especially the Western Conference playoffs. The Western Conference Finals was incredible. Watching the Knicks dominate in the fashion they did was incredible. The 7-game series between Detroit and Cleveland was amazing. So it was so many things.
Hilarious season, too.
Hilarious season as always, man. Bam, 83 points. Wilt, bam, Kobe. Wilt, bam, Kobe. What the fuck you talking about, boy? And then it was great to see some superstars emerge. We got Cooper Flagg more than lived up to the hype. Dylan Harper takes a leap. Jalen Johnson takes a leap. Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey take a leap. VJ Edgecombe, what a player he is. So it's so many things to just be galvanized about and be excited about moving forward for the future of the NBA. And we've been saying together that, give the NBA some time, bro. Like, they had LeBron James wasn't just the most famous basketball player on the planet. LeBron James was one of the 10 most famous people
for sure.
on the planet.
For sure.
In his heyday. He probably still is, but in his heyday, like, he was one of the most sought-after human beings. Like, it was like Barack Obama, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and LeBron, gang. Like,
he made $1 billion off his likeness.
You feel me? Like that's the type of guy you guys were having to replace. Not to mention Steph Curry. Right. Not to mention Kevin Durant. So it was a lot. You got 4 or 5 years of the same finals, the same king, the same shot at the top of the throne, and you had to figure out how to maneuver after that. You had to, because it was tough, because usually Kobe fades out and LeBron can take the torch. Mike fades out, Kobe, Shaq, Tim can take the torch. With this, it was like, all right, LeBron won't go away, and Steph won't go away, and Kevin Durant won't go away, and LeBron wins in 2020, and Steph wins in 2022. And so it's like, where is the passing of the guard? Where does that come in? And I feel like this year was the first year where it really feels like the guard has been passed.
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
What is your just reaction to the overall 2025-26 NBA season?
Oh, yeah. I think everything you said is correct. And as a Spurs fan, I'm going to take that and lead it to my first reaction is everything that you said and add Victor Wembanyama to the conversation. It felt like this was the end of an era and beginning of an era. I feel like it was, I think it's the 8th straight year a different team has won a title. Nobody's even gotten back. Like, I felt like you mentioned LeBron and them taking a step back. It felt like 4 different guys threw their best punch to be the best player in the world.
Absolutely.
Giannis threw his best punch. Jokic threw his best punch. SGA threw his best punch. And Jalen Brunson, we'll talk about later, threw his best punch to try to be the best player in the world.
I love that,
But we also saw, especially this playoff, so it was like, Bron not fucking with SGA right now.
He not.
Like, if Luka was there, maybe. But if it's just Bron, you not stopping.
Nah, you're not.
It's not enough no more.
Nah.
Like, Steph, of course, with the injuries, but like, you can't wield him to like that's a top 4 seed with probably.
Yes.
You can't really control and dictate the game the way you want to anymore.
Exactly.
Because like it's just a different game for these young people.
Yeah.
It's literally just a different game. And you see that
they know what it's like.
Yeah, for sure. They saw it. Like, and listen, everyone career stops in OKC. Tim Duncan shot. Like, everybody goes home to OKC for that last time. But it was
Bean, yep.
Bean, let's say like, and for me, of course, as a Spurs fan, I'm gonna get that perspective. It felt like Wemby's first claim at trying to be the best player in the world. And when I thought about everything he was saying, because I was really listening, he was like, the World Cup was great. Not the World Cup, the NBA Cup was great when Wemby was there. Christmas Day, you mentioned Christmas Day was gas.
Yeah.
Wemby played.
Yep.
The All-Star, Wemby locked in and made sure everybody played. The playoffs, he had an amazing playoff run. And in the finals, where it was the most watched finals, I think, in like 20 years.
Since Jordan.
Since Jordan, he was I felt like the best or second best player in the court for most of the finals. So amazing season for what looks like, we mentioned Braun being a prodigy, like the prodigy of prodigies.
Absolutely. So what Ish and I were just explaining was just kind of the story of the season, and then you get into the story of the NBA Finals, and I'm going to stick with the winner side for a second because they deserve it. So,
absolutely, for sure.
What has been so emotional for me, and where I have been so emotional this week, is just the story of this sport and the story of this run, because it's so interesting to me how it feels like a full circle moment from the game being on June 13th, and Jalen Brunson, when he won his last championship at Villanova, tweeted out one more on June 13th.
Right.
And it starts there. And then you get into you back out of Madison Square Garden, and you get a drone and you pull all the way back and look at an entire city. Yeah. And New York City is the most populated city in the world. Over 8 million people live in New York City. And it's so interesting that these small town guys that came from this small town college were able to give the biggest city in the world a small town college atmosphere for a month and a half playing basketball. And that's why it's so special that the Knicks and that New York love basketball more than football, because that energy is translating. They were able to bring that Villanova, that Big East, that nitty-gritty blue-collar spirit to the city of the pretty, the city of the glamorous, the marketing city of the world, the city that never sleeps. We felt blue collar. We felt like we were a part of something, like a small town. If you ever go to Athens, Georgia, if the Georgia Bulldogs win on Saturday, that whole city wins on Saturday. You ever been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama? If Alabama University win on Saturday, that whole city win on Saturday. And for the last 2 months, it has felt like every time the Knicks won, New York City won. And for a city that big to feel that small and that special in a small part of a sports story was just something I could not help but marvel at. The way you saw the 80-year-olds be like, man, I ain't seen this in forever. I thought I was going to pass away before I saw it again. The guys that are Fat Joe and Joe Budden and Spike Lee and Ben Stiller's age, like, man, I never thought I'd see this. I was 4. I was 5. I was Stephen A. Smith. I was 6 years old. I wasn't born the last time the Knicks won. I never got to feel like this was my Knicks team that won it. The heartbreak they experienced in the 90s with Patrick Ewing and John Starks and Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller. The just purgatory they were in the mid-2000s. Never being able to give over the hump with Porzingis and Melo and Derrick Rose and Amari Stoudemire, Mon Shumpert, Swish Tape. Never been able to give over the hump with them.
Let Jeremy Lin go.
And let Jeremy Lin go, but you saw how much New York loved those guys during these finals. You saw JR, you saw Melo, you saw John Starks, you saw Marbury, you saw Ewing, you saw Charles Oakley, you saw all of the Knicks legends. Amon Shumpert, after they came back down from 29, was in the middle of the street with his jersey on. Go watch the first quarter. He is on the baseline in an orange suit, pristine, button-up fitted. By the fourth quarter, he has on his jersey and sweatpants. This is the type of energy this city feels. He walked out of the stadium. He was supposed to do the Brian Windhorst podcast. He said, I can't. I got to go feel the city. And walked out and just walked in the sea of people and screamed, because that is the type of energy, that is the type of contagious energy New York was able to provide. So congratulations to Mike Brown starting off there. Congratulations to Mike Brown.
Shout out Mike Brown.
You guys have no idea how much me and Ish revere Mike Brown from the LeBron James days, the San Antonio Spurs days, Kobe Bryant, Warriors, Sacramento. We love Mike Brown. Well deserved.
Listen, Spurs lost, but I said Mike Brown should be the coach of the Warriors 4 years ago, and niggas killed me for it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And every Sacramento look insane right now. What Sacramento look insane right now? So Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. He has had me emotional all week, man. Josh Hart, excuse me, man. Just a beautiful story, being able to give the biggest city in the world a small college town feel with 3 guys that won a championship together, the first trio to win a championship in college and in the NBA, being able to translate that feeling from Villanova to New York City, chef kiss. So, finals MVPs happen. 32 a game happened.
And before we get to Brunson, I do want to give my Knicks perspective, because when last time we were here and we talked about it, I am, and I've always said this for the people that have watched the show for a long time, I am a diehard Spurs fan. I felt pain like I hadn't felt pain like that since the Ray Allen shot. Like I genuinely like physically was ill after we lost game 3 or 4, whatever game it was. But when we did the pod, I said, listen, if they are an all-time team and we just happen to be on the other end of that, I'll be happy for them. And that is where I'm at now that the series is over. Now that they've won, like going into game 5, I had made my peace. Like, this is an all-time team. They're gonna win the championship. But on the other end of that, the appreciation for, like, we went through the OKC series and it was like, all right, we beat them. Like, I was more happy we beat them. Now that I've stepped back, like, once the Knicks series is over, the appreciation for the level of play in all of those games.
Right.
The level of play on both sides, because that's why it was such a special series, I feel like, for the Knicks, because with respect to OKC, I don't think they played that good versus OKC, if that makes sense. And the series may go longer because they don't play as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like they had such a mental handle on always trying to contain the momentum.
Yes.
That they always just kept always chipping away. And it was, you could see the Mike Brown permeate through, like, they just never, ever panic.
Yes.
And to win that series in 5, to run through the playoffs the way they did, and for Jalen Brunson to play the way he did with OG Anunoby, like, you just ran down, like, you was naming them all. I don't know if we can say Alex Jones' name on here, but you know that clip where they're, like, showing him people. He's like, that's a scary man. Murderer. Bad guy. Like, OG Anunoby is one of the scariest people to ever pick up a basketball. Like, OG Anunoby felt like Mike Miller that one series where he hit a 3 with his shoe off. Like, OG, anytime something was going wrong, OG was there.
Yeah.
Like, De'Aaron Fox, we're going to talk about De'Aaron Fox, but, like, of course he's the one that blocks De'Aaron Fox. And then when we miss, of course he's the one that's going to tip it in to win the game after he's had 30 every game this series.
The hand of God.
Genuinely, like, respect to OG. You know, Jose Alvarado played. I love Jose Alvarado. He played amazing the entire series.
What an adjustment.
Cat absolutely, like, I knew I had made my peace, but I knew we were gonna lose. Where we were playing amazing defense. I think we were up like 10, and 2 people on the Knicks had scored, but we were only up 10. And the shot clock is running down. Cat catch it, go step back left, out of bounds, straight cash. Like, you're gonna lose. Like, and that's what I said. I was like, bro, you just have to hope they miss eventually. If they don't, they're just the best. And they are the best. They are the best. Like, if we would have lost to OKC, I would have been mad because I feel like I knew we could beat OKC. Losing to the Knicks this way is like, bro, they're just better.
Yeah.
They're just better, fam.
Yeah.
And I just hats off to the Knicks. Love Mike Brown. Total respect for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson. And we can go ahead with this now, or I'm about to piss Rock off. For sure.
I really do have to stop. And one thing we do on our show is tell y'all where we was right. Yeah. I told y'all that Knicks shit was real. I told y'all it was real. I told y'all it was real. Yeah. I told y'all from the jump with OKC, if Jalen Williams was not in that lineup, the Spurs were going to the finals. Yeah. I said it from the jump. I said that the Timberwolves would have beat the Spurs if Anthony Edwards were healthy, and they gave the Spurs a very tough matchup with the one-legged Anthony Edwards. But so Anthony Edwards,
before Jalen Brunson, played the best between any guard.
Exactly. So I was right in a lot of areas in this playoffs because I have stepped back from the. There's not an all-time great in the NBA right now. And because there's not an all-time great in the NBA, you have to believe what you're watching that season. Right. So when the Indiana Pacers and Victor Oladipo end up with the better record than LeBron James, you can go to the playoffs and pick LeBron James because that's LeBron James.
Right.
When the Steph Curry and the Warriors lose Kevin Durant, and they have to play with Alfonso McKinney, Quinn Cook, and Jonas Jerebko and give them 30 minutes a game in the playoffs against Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum in the conference finals, you still pick Steph Curry because that's Steph Curry.
No, niggas be telling me about Dame team, too. Niggas would be like, yo, Dame got a conference finals, but his team. But, like...
And There's none of that in the NBA right now. There's no you cut it on and it's like, oh, that's Jokic. Oh, nah, that's Ant. Oh, no, that's SGA. Just pick them. That doesn't work anymore.
Right.
So whatever is the hot hand, whatever is the best rhythm, whoever has the most chemistry, that is who you go with.
Yeah.
Last year was OKC, and you saw the heater Indiana was on and how they started at Game 7. They might have won that final.
That's what I'm saying. It might. Everything you're saying applies to Indiana too.
And I feel like if Indiana wins that finals last year, just say, God, we don't even want to wish this happened, but just say like, Tyrese Halliburton literally tears his play on the last play of the game. They win the finals. He celebrates, and he misses this season. Right. I feel like the Pacers winning the finals last year would have made people believe in the Knicks more this year.
1,000%. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people.
But because of how it ended last year and we went with the best team and the best player, we just thought we could do it again. And we have to learn we are in the era of parity. That is where we are, whether you like it or not. And so that is why I believed in the Knicks. But like I said, 32 a game in the finals. 30 a game on the full playoff run. 26
45 in the closeout.
45 in the closeout. 26 a game in the regular season. Second team All-NBA All-Star. First Triple Crown winner with the NBA Cup MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and then the Finals MVP. And Jalen Brunson. Conversation has to start there 22 minutes into the podcast.
Right.
Where are you ranking Jalen Brunson right now in the NBA, and what does this ring do for his legacy?
This is going to All right, so Rock has known me a long time. So Rock knows when I'm trolling. Right? So he knows when I'm, like, not trolling. And what I'm going to say is going to sound contradictory. Like, what I'm going to say is going to make no sense to a lot of names when you first hear it. Jalen Brunson is a top 5 PG ever. But I think he's top 10 in the NBA right now.
Okay. Explain.
I think Jalen Brunson, and this could be, like you mentioned, like we got to believe what we're seeing. This could be a combination of it's the parody era, so thank God they're not going to repeat. And then, like, also it's like they can't keep that team together forever. Like, so, you know, he's not going to jump like multiple champion winners or people that's done it. Right now, if I were to give my top 5 PGs ever, it would be Steph, Magic, IT, Shea, Brunson. And with respect to Shea, he has 2 MVPs, so he goes with Brunson. But in the NBA as an individual player, I feel like I'm like it wasn't something I feel like he himself was the only person that could do. If that makes sense. So as an individual, like just talent, if we were doing a fantasy draft, he would be probably the 10th pick. But if you were to say, hey, we have $500 game on the line, like we finna go get 5 people, Jalen Brunson would probably be one of the first people you call right now.
And that's why I think Jalen Brunson's the best player in the NBA.
That's fair. That is fair.
Because the most important quote that came out of this final was, fuck the spreadsheets. Basketball is about who is a bitch and who is not. And me and Ish have been trying to tell y'all that
That's a fact.
for 4 years. Stop giving me 32, 22, and 12. I don't give a fuck. Quite frankly, I don't care.
Yo, niggas telling me CP3 led the league in assists.
Can you stop somebody when it matters, and can you get a bucket when it matters?
Yeah.
That's what I care about.
That's sir.
So listen, bro.
Yeah.
If Jalen Brunson was 6'6", nobody would be arguing he would be the best player in the NBA.
I feel like that's tough, though.
No, it's not ish.
No,
it's
because
not.
I feel like Jalen Brunson's size is what makes him so unique.
Yes, but I agree with that. I agree that the size is that, but that, in my opinion, that is proving my point. The fact that you can't look at his size and say, at 6'6", if he was giving these results, we would be calling him the best player in the world, a la Shea Gilgeous-Alexander last year. If Jalen Brunson was 6'6", we would be saying, yo, the guy that averaged 26 a game in the regular season, was the third seed in the NBA, has for the last 4 years, is the leading playoff scorer, has the most 35-point playoff games, has the most 40-point playoff games, is the leading clutch scorer in the NBA in the regular season and in the playoffs the last 4 years since he got to the Knicks. That's why I'm saying that. Mm-hmm. If that guy existed and then won a championship in the most dominant fashion we have seen this decade, that's not hyperbole. They had the highest point differential in NBA history on a finals run. He averaged 30 a game through this run, 32 in the finals, and had the most points in a closeout game since the second most points in the closeout game ever.
Yeah.
Third most, excuse me.
Yeah. Sure.
If somebody else did that, if
Right.
SGA would have just did that, if Jokic would have just did that, if Victor would have just did that, we would be saying he's the best player in the NBA. The only reason we're not is because he's short. If I can look at you,
right,
and I can say in the fourth quarter,
yeah,
if the game is tied,
right,
I believe in you more than anybody else in the NBA. In my opinion, you are the best player in the NBA because that's the most important time of basketball. I was having this argument today on Twitter where somebody was like, Larry Bird peaked higher than Kobe Bryant. Yeah. And I was like, no, he didn't. Yeah. Kobe Bryant went to 3 straight championships, won back-to-back finals MVPs, beat the most 50-win teams ever in a 3-year stretch, and was first-team All-NBA and first-team All-Defense in those 3 years and averaged 30 in the playoffs doing that. Yeah. And he was like, well, Bird won 3 MVPs and 2 back-to-back. Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, and what you named is our team accomplishments. Yeah, sure. If you're LeBron on the Heatles, if you're Magic Johnson with 9 Hall of Famers, when you are the best player head and shoulders and feet above the best player on the team, and you drag a team to 3 straight finals appearances and 2 straight finals MVPs, 2 straight rings, and you're the most clutch player in the league by a million miles doing so, that is more impressive and a higher peak than you just winning a regular season award and then losing in the playoffs. And so when Jalen Brunson produces in the highest moments, in the highest level, consistently for the past 4 years, and the second he gets a full team and a coach that is conducive with his play style, they win a ring. Yeah. I don't got nothing left to say.
That's where I have to push back. That's where I would have to push back probably. I think Jalen Brunson has cemented himself as one of the greatest point guards ever and a one option in the NBA for sure on a championship team. I think he would be closer. I said top 10. He would probably be closer to 7 than I would have him to. Probably like up in that top 6 range. Like, but to push back on that, one, I feel like the Knicks were an all-time team, not just him going on an all-time run, if that makes sense. Where I feel like the Knicks, so much of the load was carried at different points for different people that I'm not giving him like 60% of the pie, like where it was. I mean, OG Anunoby averaged 30 for the first 5 games of the series. Cat's first 2 games were amazing. Even when times where Brunson was struggling early in the series, Cat was playing amazing, and as soon as Cat stopped playing good, they stopped playing well as well. But individually, as a player, what he accomplished, I, of course, agree. With that said, I think the reason it's hard to have him over, I wouldn't have SGA. I wouldn't have him over SGA.
Give me the 7 players or the 6 players you have over him.
Oh, one, I would still have I feel like SGA gets a vote. They call it a void. Like when you place a bet and you don't win, you don't lose. Kind of like a mulligan. It's like you've won back-to-back MVPs, 31 on 55%, and Chet pissed his pants. Jalen Williams was hurt, and you and Casey Wallace showed up. I feel like SGA gets a void where I don't feel like SGA took a step back from the player he was ranking-wise for me. Individually, I would still have Wemby over him. I feel like we'll get into Wemby specifically for his performance, but I feel like as an all-time big, you kind of saw the all-time big warts where, Shaq needed a close. Shaq didn't win until he got Kobe because you need a closer. The Spurs having, which we were talking about D Fox too, where you thought he would be the closer, having that bad of guard play, like all-time level low guard play the entire series, and it still be competitive for a couple of those games where you played amazing for 3.5 quarters, and then you couldn't ISO on the Knicks in the 4th. That aside, like I feel like his overall performance this year from the first game to even the last finals game that they lost, I would still have Wemby over him personally, but of course I'm a Spurs fan, and he's like his 7'5" alien. Now, after those two, if you have Brunson there, I'm not mad at it. You can't have Luka over him. You cannot have Ant over him. Jokic has the ring, so you can, if you have Jokic over him, that's fair. Giannis is, Fam,
I want you guys to understand the last time Giannis got out of the second round, Tom Brady was in the NFL.
Bro, we're sitting on this couch debating if Jalen Brunson better than Giannis right now. Do you know how crazy that is? If you would have told me that 2 years ago, I would have looked at you sideways.
That's
but like,
crazy game.
I watched Giannis get bounced in the first round because he don't want the ball in the last 2 minutes. Giannis is about to move his family somewhere because he needs a closer. Chris Middleton, literally perfect example for what I'm talking about with Wemby is the Bucks were only going to go as far as Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday was going to take them. Giannis' performance has not changed. He has been 30 a night for 10 years. You need someone at the end of games, and Jalen Brunson is that guy at the end of games. But what you saw in the finals was he was that guy even before the fourth quarter. There were second quarter stretches where he has 8 in a row. There were late in the second quarter, early third quarter, where he's going to get 7, 8 in a row, where it was a 25-point lead. Now it's a 17-point lead. I pass it to Mikal. It's a 14-point lead timeout. Those were the stretches we see from Jalen Brunson that when I tell niggas, like, if you were really him, you'd be doing it. That's what I mean. Like, with respect to SGA, who played amazing that series, especially towards the end of that series. Like, niggas was talking about the double teams. Like, nigga, you're SGA. Niggas are telling me, like, what these double teams are doing. They double teaming Jalen Brunson. And I think people don't understand the difference between being a great scorer in the regular season over that marathon of games and being an elite playoff scorer as you progress deeper into the playoffs. Because every time you progress deeper in the playoffs, you're going to play better teams. And even if, like in the Knicks case where you don't think they're playing great competition, you're playing them 4 or 5 times in 2 weeks. So by the time you get to game 3, 4, 5, you will figure it out so much of each other. You know what's coming. And for Jalen Brunson to be this resilient of a scorer as a first option, it's just PGs I won't have ahead of him.
So it sounds like you leaning towards my side.
So you know what? I feel like I'm kind of in the same place where I think it's 3 people who can say they're the best in the world. I think if Jalen Brunson, Knicks fans, and niggas who like guards think Jalen Brunson the best player in the world, you are absolutely in your right to think that. I think if you think Wemby's the best player in the world, you have a good case for that. And if you're Reggie, you can think SGA's the best player.
So let me go through why I think he's better than everybody you named.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Wemby. Yeah. Wemby, he just got outplayed by him in the finals. I watched him, and the most important time. So I look at the fourth quarter. I want to pull back. Yeah. I look at the fourth quarter like a quarterback for the NFL.
Okay.
No matter how good Myles Garrett is, he can never be better than Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson because they impact the game too much.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. Myles Garrett just broke the sack record and they won 5 games. I'm 100% sure.
Listen. I'm just trolling, but like, don't let Myles Garrett see
this. Fair. But yeah. No matter how good Myles Garrett is, he broke the sack record last year. They won 5 games because the quarterback is the most important position on the field.
1,000%.
The fourth quarter in the NBA is the quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
In the fourth quarter, if you are a player in the first 3 quarters and A+ player, A++ player, A++ player in the fourth quarter, then you are an A++ player because of how important the fourth quarter is.
That's fair.
So the fact that Wemby in this series, in the last 2 minutes of this series, in 5 games, had 2 points, was 1 for 7 shooting, had 4 turnovers, and was 3 from, I believe 5 from 8 from the free throw line or something like that. That means a lot. The fact that Wemby can't get the ball in the last 5-6 minutes of a game and get to a move and get to a shot he likes, that is the problem. The fact that in the later parts of the season, Wemby was exhausted to the point with the last 5 minutes with your season on the line, you had to take a 1.5 minute breather because you literally could barely get up the floor, that is a problem. So until Wemby's offensive game is complete, what he is able to do on the defensive side will never matter that much, especially because Jalen Brunson showed you he can't move his feet like that yet. Jalen Brunson called Wemby up 21 times in the last 2 games and was shot over 50%.
Yeah.
He cooked him in the last the run that started the championship run with the hesitation to get to the other side of the rim. Wemby could not guard Cat on the perimeter. He could not guard Jalen Brunson on the perimeter. So he is, whereas he is the best defender in this league, I still think that he's not the best defender ever. You cannot be getting called out. You cannot be getting called out as the and be. You cannot be getting called out to the perimeter on purpose. Jalen Brunson was purposely calling Wemby out to cook him. That does not happen to Scottie Pippen, to Draymond Green, to the elite guys. I'm not saying you can't get cooked. I'm saying LeBron James wasn't like, yo, Draymond, come here. I'm trying to score on you. That did not happen to Draymond Green, and I've watched too many Warriors games for you to tell me it did.
No, I see this.
Hold on. Let me get through the rest of the list, and then Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic defensively is too much of a liability, and Jalen Brunson isn't that great of a defender either. But unfortunately, because of the position he plays, him being a liability on defense is not as important as Jokic being a liability on the defense. And Jokic has not gotten out of the second round in 3 years because of the problem he is on defense. He's never beat a 50-win team. When he won a championship, it was a play-in team. He lost in the first round this year to a team that's best player was hurt. Yeah. Like, he's not, I'm sorry, bro.
He lost to A.O. Dosunmu in the playoffs.
Like, yes, Jokic puts up amazing numbers. Yeah. But that's because Jokic has the highest usage in the league. He consistently does, and he plays with a bunch of shooters, bro. He's going to put up numbers in an inflated numbers era. And in the fourth quarter, Jokic is amazing. Jokic is a guy, but Jalen Brunson just statistically has outperformed Jokic in the fourth quarter. Luka cannot stay healthy, does not play defense, and in the fourth quarter, whereas Luka is the most explosive fourth quarter scorer we've ever seen in life, in the fourth quarter, Luka's not Luka's not Brunson. Yeah. I'm sorry. Anthony Edwards. This is a guy that I think should be in the front of the best in the world conversation. That's the type of talent he has. You know how I feel about him. I said he would be at the beginning of the season. Yeah. But until he comes into a conference finals 100% healthy and isn't tired and isn't out of shape, until that happens, I can't say Anthony Edwards. And the last person we have left is SGA. And the only argument I have against SGA is a very simple one, minute, and if you don't like it, I understand. I just watched Jalen Brunson cook a defense that gave you that forced you to play the worst series you ever played in your career. So right now, I just got a better taste in my mouth about Jalen Brunson. Pause. I got a better taste in my mouth about Jalen Brunson than I do SGA because of what SGA had the worst shooting percentage he's ever had in his career in a 7-game stretch ever because of what that defense was able to do to him and what it wasn't able to do with Jalen Brunson. So SGA, because of the 2 MVPs, 30 on 55 a game, he just won the finals MVP. Right. I am not mad if you have SGA over him, but that's the only person I'll entertain right now.
Okay, so I'm going to push back. First, I have to push back on the Wemby points. First of all, Jalen Brunson is one of the best point guards ever. I feel like Wemby being able to, and I saw the stat too, it was over 50%, especially on the later 2 games. That's 100% on Luke Cornett. That's 100, that's 70% on Rudy Gobert, where these are actions he is the most comfortable with. I feel like, especially at Jalen Brunson's size and Wemby's size, that him 50%, he averaged 30 this series. So him holding him to just under 50% is not a giant issue for me defensively. Wemby this finals was 26-11, 4 blocks. I thought defensively he played. So that was my biggest. We'll talk about Wemby later, but that was kind of my biggest takeaway was Wemby's so good on defense. We're literally always going to have a chance versus most teams, and you literally saw that even in games where the game where threw it off Stephon Castle back, we should not have been off. We shouldn't have been in the game. And after we blew the 30-point lead, because they took the lead earlier in the game, they didn't take the lead super late. We were still in that game because of how different defense is with Wemby. Offensively, I agree and disagree a little bit on him closing games because historically, I think what NBA fans want Wemby to do on offense is counterintuitive to how basketball is played today. I understand wanting to have him on the block like Shaq or like Duncan or like Hakeem because he's so dominant, he's so tall, but also those players, except for Duncan later in his career, but this is going to understand the connection, those players weren't in a high screen and roll space ball screen offense, where Wemby has to start high and then carve space all the way down. No, those games were 15 feet in always. So those plays were always set up for him to start down there. I think where you see him, especially most late in games, is where we try to run a ball screen or we try to run like the normal action to start. They do the double screen a lot of Spain pick and roll, but then we try to transition into a post up because that's how modern basketball is played instead of like back in Shaq's day, like people joke people don't make entry passes anymore. You had about 7 seconds to make that entry pass. Like from the first 8-10 seconds of the shot clock, you were carving out space inside, no 3-pointers. You were trying to get the ball there. So I feel like there is that push and pull where you're trying to get him to do that late in the game instead of having someone to close the game. I like Wemby's individual performance, and this is kind of my Shea argument too, Will. I like Shea had such a worse series than Jalen Brunson, especially early on with his shooting, because the Knicks were an all-time team to combat what the Spurs have done. The Jalen Brunson scored amazing, especially late, 45 in the closeout game. But at the first 3 games, Jalen Brunson had as many, like damn near as many shots as points and as more turnovers than assists. Like his resilient scoring is what kept him in the game. But like to be able to shoot that bad, you need people like OG Anunoby shooting amazing. Karl-Anthony Towns playing amazing. I feel like if Reggie were here, he would be saying, yeah, SGA shot that bad, but no one else on the court could dribble. Chet pissed his pants. Like, do I think if you put SGA on the Knicks, they win the championship? Maybe not because of the chemistry shit, but I feel like SGA wasn't, like the result of SGA's playoff performance was not because of a weekend in his game. I feel like especially Game 7, I was impressed seeing him score that resilience.
And see, I do think it's a weakness in his game, but the reason why I am not hell-bent on saying, like, no, Brunson over SGA, like, I don't care about that conversation. Right. I am, if you have him at 2, I just don't think it's fair to have Wemby or Jokic or Anthony Edwards or Giannis over him in this moment because of the reasons I named. But SGA weakness showed up with his lack of athleticism. I think if he was a better athlete, if he had the bounce of a Kobe Bryant, of a Dwayne Wade, if he had that type of bounce and explosiveness, he would have been able to get to his spots better. He would have been able to get to the lane better. We've been able to finish through contact better. So I do think that's a weakness in his game. But because Brunson is also below the rim finisher, I'm not going to be like, that's why Brunson is better than him. But what I will say is Brunson's strength allows him to play through that contact better than it does SGA. But why I completely agree with you. And in the future, what I'm saying don't matter for Victor Wembanyama because y'all got Dylan Harper, and we'll get there in a second. Y'all have Dylan Harper. This closer conversation is not going to matter for Victor Wembanyama, but that's why how I just said the quarterback is the fourth quarter in the NFL. The big is also just you can't have the impact you can as a guard because your position is dependent. So that's another reason I think that the Brunson thing gives credence to the argument for Brunson and Wemby gives credence to Brunson right now because of the impact Brunson is just able to have late in games as a guard. So it's like, yes, my thing is like, if Wemby is able to dominate the first 3 quarters and Brunson is able to have a really, really good first 3 quarters and then Brunson dominates the fourth quarter and Wemby doesn't have a great fourth quarter, Brunson is a better player and Brunson is a more impactful player because of how important late game situations are in the NBA. So that's my final argument. We've been on this for like 15 minutes, so I don't want to drag this. But that's my final argument for it.
For sure.
So moving on to down the rest of the roster, what does this championship do for Cat in your opinion?
Hall of Famer, for sure. First,
solidified it.
It might be first ballot, generally. It's like Cat is a Hall of Famer.
Because college matters.
Yeah, college matters. He's Hall of Famer today. One of the...
He was on that 39-1 Kentucky team. That was him. He was a lead guy on that team.
All time, like I don't know how I'm not gonna rank it like a Dirk ring.
Yeah.
Probably top 10 power forwards all time, for sure.
I was about to say, like that's kind of the conversation he gets in because he's the best shooting big ever. If you have Dirk over him and just say like you shoot at a higher clip now, so if Dirk had to shoot at this clip, then Dirk would be a better shooter than him. I'm not going to argue with that, but at worst he's second after Dirk. He's a underrated passer.
Yeah.
He's an underrated defender.
Yeah.
He just can't stay out of foul trouble. But there were plenty of bigs. Shaq couldn't stay out of foul trouble. Like, it was plenty of bigs that couldn't stay out of foul trouble. So,
you know who he reminds me of? This is fucking crazy. Niggas are hating comparison. He reminds me of, like, modern Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah.
Modern Rasheed
like
Wallace.
The nice version of Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, like could shoot,
yes.
pass, underrated defender, underrated rebounder.
I actually really like that comparison.
Yeah,
I really
but
like
like
that
just
comparison.
super emotional.
Yeah,
Like,
super emotional. And I think for him, like, I was really emotional watching Cat because you guys know the things he's been through with his mother, and it was just so like after the 29-point game, it was just he was just like, "Thank you, Mom." Like, and like that, to have that emotion, to have that feeling, that care that he had. 2 points in a closeout game, but he was still impactful in his defense.
Right.
The foul trouble the last 2 games, but the moments he played, he was still important. The step back three he was able to hit during the 29-point comeback after being in foul trouble was a very key down the stretch. He played very well in the fourth quarter of that game. So he was impactful in moments. I think if he would have been the best player of this finals, you would have started seeing him in like all-time big conversations. Right. But I think he's a step outside of that big all-time big conversation. But if they're able to be the first team to go back to back in 10 years, 8 years, then we'll have some conversations. We'll have some conversations. OG Anunoby, Michael Jordan of 3-and-D players.
You know who he is. You know who he is, right? He's the Michael Jordan of Andre Iguodala's.
Yes.
He's the Andre Iguodala's final form.
Yes.
Like, all he was missing was the shot. OG Anunoby has a, like, genuinely, like, the most fear of any Knicks player when OG Anunoby caught the ball. OG Anunoby took bad shots the entire finals. In the corner.
Did not matter.
Contested. Step back.
Did not
late
matter.
in the clock. Did not matter. Did not matter. Green. One dribble pull up. Midi. Good. Like, off the dribble. Catch you under the rim. Victor. You can't jump. Dunk. Good. Like, OG Anunoby's timely scoring was incredible. And that's aside from the 10 series. Like, this. Like, I think we lost the finals by, like, 12 points.
Yeah.
Like, OG Anunoby had, like, 15 points stopped in transition.
Yes.
So, like that shit, it was, just OG Anunoby, like, should be an all-star next year.
But all in all, bro, and this is the type of performance that gets you in that conversation where it's like, hey, let's reward him for what he did last year type shit. Like, kind of like Jamal Murray this year. Like, we got to reward him for all of the playoff success he's had.
Right.
But Mike Brown, congratulations. The most dominant postseason stretch in history. After the Hawks game, hold on, I think we got breaking news. Wow. We'll get to this when we get to Giannis. Trae Young has declined his player option and will become a free agent Monday.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's hard.
That's something. Okay, but yeah, I was getting to my notes. Sorry, guys. Breaking news, breaking news. But
shout out Trae Young.
The Knicks were a plus 288. For reference, the Warriors are second all time at a plus 234 point differential. They lost 3 games this playoff by a combined 6 points, 1-1 and 4. Since May, in 52 days, they lost 1 game. After they lost, they went down 2-1 to the Hawks. They went on a 15-1 run that included 9 straight road wins, which is the most ever in a postseason. They were down 10 every game in the finals and won all 4 games where they were down 10 points. They had 3 closeout by 30-plus points, which is the most in history. They had the largest halftime lead ever in postseason history. They had the largest postseason closeout game ever in history. Like, it was one of the most dominant stretches of basketball, and then not to mention Game 5 had 33 million viewers for the NBA. So just a excellent run by the New York Knicks. Salute to New York City. Salute to Joe Bud and Fat Joe, Ben Stiller, Spike Lee, Timothy Chalamet, Taylor Swift for what game? My shit. What's shorty name from SVU? Oh, Mariska. That's my dog, boy. That video of Mariska is some of the funniest shit to come out this finals, bro. She was acting like she was on the sideline coaching that shit, bro. Oh my god, that hands on her hip shit when she was looking up at the arena, that had me dying, bro. But
Iman Shumpert.
Amon Shumpert, Stephon Marbury, Carmelo Anthony, Amari started, not Amari started, but shit, Charles Oakley, John Starks, Patrick Ewing crying because he was getting a ring. Beautiful, because he in the front office, so he does get a ring. I do think they should let old boy get a ring too. Spike Lee should get a ring.
Spike should get a ring.
I love did you see they have a new hip hop float tomorrow for the parade? Jada Kiss, Fat Joe,
Oh, that's
Mary
dope.
J.
Yeah.
Somehow Young Miami snuck on there, but the Locks,
Yeah, hey, listen,
but Busta like
people, yeah.
So yeah, they have a full hip hop floor with like 12 hip hop acts. I think they'll probably do a celebrity folk with Charlamagne, Stiller, Spike Lee, all of that. So I'm really excited for what that parade is gonna look like tomorrow. So salute to New York City, man. Y'all deserve this. Enjoy this. Embrace it. Because next year, as much as I was just talking, that boy coming. He ain't like that. That boy coming. So we'll get into that next year. But that boy is coming. And also, I don't know how you do it. But, never. I forgot Dylan Harper's on that team. I was about to say you got to figure out a way to trade De'Aaron Fox and get Trae Young on that team. Yeah. But Dylan Harper too good. Never mind. I forgot. You don't want to take the ball out of his hands. Yeah. So, jumping into the Spurs side of thing, man. Yes, just starting just with your overall reaction to the 29-point comeback because we did not pod after that. So I do want your reaction to the collapse, and was that when you knew it was over?
Yeah, I'm glad you framed it like that because it was for sure a collapse, top to bottom, every player, including the coach. That is an all-time sports catastrophe almost. Yeah.
Great word, yeah.
And the reason that is such a first of all, the probably the biggest momentum swinger in recent finals history. I won't say all finals because I'm sure it's some crazy momentum swinger I'm forgetting about right now. Probably Boston beating LA with Kobe. But you are telling yourself you're the better team. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're 4 games in. Mm-hmm. It's halftime. You're up 30, and we win this game. You're going home court advantage. You feel like you got the best player in the team. This series is in command. Mm-hmm. I, up until this point, am echoing these thoughts. I said, listen, Wemby hasn't panicked, I'm not going to panic till Wemby panics. Mm-hmm. That first half was, I don't want to say fool's gold or it's a term in cybersecurity. It's called a honeypot where you put out something that looks like it's vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So people attack it. So when everyone's hitting threes, it feels amazing.
Right.
And you just finished the best 3-point shooting half of all time. And I'm not putting this whole series on Mitch. I don't want Mitch Johnson fired. But like I did say, this was a collapse with everybody. A veteran coach knows eventually those shots are not going to go in.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, you know what?
14 threes in the first half.
I'm thinking, you know what? You know what's fair is he probably told him, all right, keep playing. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. In the third quarter, when you take 5 threes in one play, that is a timeout.
Immediately.
That next time we touch the ball, it's a timeout.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you have a wide open layup. We're calling a timeout.
Because I need to black on somebody.
Yes.
We just took 5 threes in one possession.
Yes.
Versus a team that we have had success driving to the rim all season.
Yes.
All series.
Yes.
Mitch Robinson has one hand, and Karl Towns is going to foul you.
Yes.
Both of those are positive scenarios for us. And for us to settle the way we did throughout the third, I gave a little wiggle room to. I was like, all right, we're a young team. All these heat checks make sense. I used to watch the Warriors. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants a heat check. Everybody's going to get a heat check. So cool. We get to the third quarter. It's a game again.
Yeah.
To come out still shooting threes in the fourth quarter.
Fam.
I knew before they took the lead, the way we were shooting in the fourth quarter, shot selection, I knew we were going to lose.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to lose. At halftime, I said we was going to lose. We have witnesses. I have the text message saying, yo, we're going to blow this lead. And it was so painfully obvious that, you have to be better to win a championship.
Yeah.
And more importantly, and you spoke about this a lot about Jalen Brunson, but, on a team level, the last 2 minutes of any NBA Finals game are the most important.
Yes.
You cannot trick off multiple Finals games.
No,
you can't.
You cannot.
Listen, I love Stephon Castle. Played amazing. Going to be amazing for the next couple of years. I was not super mad at Wemby for hitting him in the back because, it's the last 10 seconds. Please come to the ball. You're the point guard. But, of course, they're young, so I'm not mad at that. But, bro, we are such a young team that when you have players like Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, seeing us settle is the worst shit ever. And it felt like, oh, yeah, we're too young.
Yeah.
It felt like, oh, yeah, we are too young to, 46 minutes of the finals, we won every single game. Handily. 3 of the 5 biggest comebacks in the NBA Finals were in this series.
Yeah, bro.
So for me, if I this is my last thing with the comeback, because I trailed off with Stephon Castle. I forgot so much, but I got pushback on this, and I don't know if it was in the chat or in the PlayStation chat, but Mitch Johnson, you cannot let them take the lead without calling timeout. You cannot let them. You only got 2 timeouts. I don't care. You're saving timeouts for a situation you're about to cause.
Yep.
If we need those
Literally,
2 timeouts in 10
way.
seconds, it's because something went extremely wrong. For you to, I don't even know how loud that was in the show, but
no, they don't hear that.
Okay, bet, fire. So they said you might need the timeouts later. The only reason we need the timeouts is because we blew the lead. It gets to 5. I'm thinking, all right, if they score again, we'll call timeout. It gets to 2. I'm like, yeah, if they score again, we're gonna call timeout. They take the lead. You're calling a play, bro. Call timeout. Everyone on the court is shell-shocked. Everyone on the court is shell-shocked, bro. Like, that was probably my biggest frustration with just the comeback.
And that felt like the validation I needed for my take at the beginning of the series when I was like, bro, experience is going to matter at some point.
Yeah.
Them being young is going to matter at some point. Like, I love Wemby. I don't think he's better than LeBron James. I don't think he's better than Michael Jordan. I don't. 22-year-old LeBron. I don't think he's better than the LeBron in 07. I don't think he's better than the other players that weren't able to do it at 22 years old. There's a reason they were not able to do it. Like there's a reason Magic came in and won because he had Kareem, and Kobe came in and won because he had Shaq, and Tim came in because he had Pop and David Robinson. Like the other GOATs did not come in and win immediately because it's hard and you have to learn how to do it. So I thought that was just a culmination of everything I thought this series was. And one thing I didn't mention at the beginning of the series that came to very true was the coaching advantage the Knicks had. Yeah. I did not think the coaching advantage would be that glaring and that. But them lights get bright, gang. Them lights get bright, gang. That Madison Square Garden crowd is infectious. That game was won 60% by their crowd. The way their crowd stayed at that game and stayed into that game, and like you can feel it like them humming, ready to explode, and they just keep getting moment after moment to bring that momentum in. And you got to remember, bro, like something I was thinking when watching that game, I was like, bro, like they're our age. Yeah. So imagine you're in New York City, and your whole life you watch Spike Lee at New York Knicks games. Yeah. And your whole life you've seen Bill Stiller at New York Knicks games. And you're seeing Timothy Chalamet, one of the biggest movie stars in the world, come and sit courtside. And you listen to Fat Joe music your whole life, and he courtside. And DJ Khaled courtside. And Joe Budden courtside. And Walt Frazier courtside. You got Draymond Green at a game. Like you got Taylor Swift at a game. You got all of these celebrities right next to you. Yeah. That messes with your psyche. Yeah. There is a lot of things in this finals that I just thought the Knicks would be more equipped to handle, and I thought that game was a culmination of all of that.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because that is probably this we can transition to the elephant in the room, if you will. The reason I was didn't want to worry about the experience thing and the comeback and the Spurs handling things the way they did. Like, I ain't gonna lie, De'Aaron Fox, you broke my heart, twin. I ain't gonna lie. Whew. De'Aaron Fox, twin, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
told you, man. That shit over with.
Like, going into the series, I was like, it's a young team, but when you have a veteran point guard, he can kind of control, like you mentioned how Brunson controls. Like, that's what De'Aaron Fox used to do. Like, bro, I of course, because it's like a traumatic memory, I can still see it. We got to get a stop. The play starts. You get a hand on the ball. And for a split second, it's just OG and De'Aaron Fox. They haven't started running yet, but they are just like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, De'Aaron Fox is going to grab this ball, dunk the ball, because he's the fastest player in the league, and no one's going to touch him. Oh, this nigga get the ball. He get the ball, and he has to slow down to get the ball. And that, first of all, I was furious at that shit, bro. I get the high ankle sprain. I would rather him sprint through the ball and it go out of bounds and they got to go full court with 5 seconds than you slow down to get the ball, get to a stop with OG Anunoby, and go up for the layup. That's what makes it a catastrophe. Because when you're up 29 in the finals, so much has to go wrong for you to lose.
So much.
So much has to. So many improbabilities have to happen. So first, let's think. At any point of these, if he makes one right decision, we probably win that game. Like, if he full out sprints and kicks the ball and it goes out of bounds, or he picks it up and dunks it, we might win that game, survive it. If we survive OG Anunoby getting the ball, we might win that game. If he gets to a jump stop and doesn't go up, and he fouls him and or we call timeout, we can live with that. You can live with that. Cool. Or 3, if it is in your mind that, yo, I'm going to get this ball up to the rim when I get it. My nigga, you can't shoot no layup, twin. You can't shoot. Yo, I'm getting emotional, bro. You cannot go up with no fucking. You went up with a layup. You went. Yo, Ansher Kutala got blocked 10 years ago, and niggas are still going up with. Bro, if you are hell-bent or you have already decided, like, in that moment, I should go up, like, maybe he thought he was more ahead of him. That's what he said. If you go up with a dunk and OG is closer than you think, he's going to massacre you and they're calling the foul. If you go up with a layup, bro, OG Anunoby is getting to that shit, bro. Like, you have to put, like, bro, you have to dunk that shit. If you're going to, like, that's the thing, bro. Yeah, I just... Yeah. And I wasn't mad at Mitch Johnson for not calling timeout on the first catch because, bro, that is like if that was Stephon Castle, I would
call a timeout. Dylan Harper call a timeout. With a veteran point guard, you should know he should be able to beat a coach on the floor.
Exactly, yeah. And the athlete Fox is.
Yeah, also that.
Like this is if you would have told me first game of the season, it's gonna be game 4 of the NBA Finals. You're gonna get a steal to seal the game. Who in the league would you pick to run that foot race? De'Aaron Fox would be one of your first 5 choices. Yeah. It would be the Edmonton, it would be Thompson Twins and De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. For it to
and T.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to T High School for sure. Like, to lose that way, you know what it felt like, twin? It felt like I was Star-Lord on that planet. I was like, did we just lose? Did the plan work? Did the plan work and we just lost? Did Wemby play amazing defense? Did we hit a bunch of threes? Did we play gritty defense at the end? Get the steal, and you couldn't outrun OG and like, bro, with the world on the line, bro. So that is my response from the comeback. I know. Listen.
So moving on to Wemby, yeah. The question on the table is: did this finals change how you feel about Wemby? I don't need to go through the rest of the Spurs. Yeah. Actually, because I want to hit Wemby last, I want to go through the rest of the roster. You do the same, and then we'll hit Wemby last. Okay. Dylan Harper, it's not fair he's on the Spurs.
Listen to it.
Like, Stephon Castle is going to be, I think, an all-star level player. He's going to be really good. At some points in his career, we might be calling him a top 10 point guard. COV till I die. Yeah. Dylan Harper might be one of the 10 best basketball players on the planet in 3 years. Dylan Harper and his ability to finish the way he is, his feet around the rim, his mid-range jumper, and the way he plays defense at 20 years old as a rookie. In 3 years, when he is a little bit stronger, a little bit better shooter, and has some more experience, Lord, save us all. Stephon Castle. Yeah. Really, really impressed with him this playoff run. Yeah. His toughness, his grittiness, his will to get to the hole and continue to attack and not settle for threes is really, really impressive. Has some growing to do, obviously, as a 21-year-old point guard. Who the hell hasn't? So really impressed with him. Champagny, great shooter. Think they should keep him on the roster. Keldon Johnson needs to be traded immediately. And then everybody else on that roster can go. But those 5 players, De'Aaron Fox, I'm just disappointed in, bro. De'Aaron Fox, I understand your ankle. But the thing is, bro, and I know it's the finals.
I can't even look at you and talk to him.
I know it's the finals, but because it's the finals, you have to be able to put your pride aside and say, yo, put Dylan Harper in for me. Like how Draymond looked at Steve and was like, yo, you can bench me, bro. Yeah. You have to have that moment, bro. Because if Dylan Harper is in the game in that 29-point comeback, I still think the Knicks win in the series, go 6 games like I originally predicted, and they win in 6. But you win that game if Dylan Harper's in that game. Right. I don't know if you win game 2. Was it game 2? Yeah, I don't know if you win game 2 if Dylan Harper is in because it was still a lot of young nigga mistakes, and Dylan Harper might have concluded to that. But with the way Dylan Harper was playing, and the way that Mitch Johnson never let Dylan Harper catch a rhythm, because Roby said something, shout out to Roby. He was like, in the second half, Dylan Harper was never as effective in the first half. And that was because he never had the leeway to be. Bro. He never had the leash to be that effective in the fourth quarter or in the second half.
I don't even want to cut you off, but like this made me so mad. Like Dylan Harper, like when Roby said that, Dylan Harper left the court, they were up 14. He came back, the game was tied, and he's 19. Like, and he's not gonna play the same way as when he just built his lead by himself. Like, that's why.
And you have to know that as a coach.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm done. That was my it for the Spurs rosters. What do you think about Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Champagny, Keldon Johnson?
So when you say Dylan Harper name, it's just like say it again, like
Dylan Harper.
he just sounds like a superstar twin. He just sounds like a superstar twin. Like, I will say, big picture playoff run. And Trey got mad at me for this. That nigga look like 8 sometimes. He looked like the 2008 though, where it's like the jumper is not all the way to the 3-point line. He's gonna hit some tough middies. But Dylan Harper's finishing ability right now makes him one of the best off the bench players in the league. Off jump.
Agreed.
Like his finish. First of all, he's not left-handed. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not left-handed.
Isn't that crazy?
He just decided to play basketball with left-handed. It is. First of all, the finishing ability jumps off the screen, but for me, his defense, bro, that is what that sealed the deal for me for why I felt like he should have been starting over Fox the last game at least. Because normally when a rookie or someone off the bench has that energy, they aren't also a great defender. Yeah. He was a better scorer than Fox and a better defender than Fox. Yeah. The entire series. And
absolutely, bro.
And that was we beat OKC game 1 starting Dylan Harper with no De'Aaron Fox. Because he is that level of elite, just pure talent. Dylan Harper, the sky is the limit. Dylan Harper could easily be a top 5 player in the NBA if he starts hitting threes.
I completely agree.
Stephon Castle, genuinely, Stephon Castle showed me so much.
I agree.
As a dog, as a point guard, he felt... As a leader, he felt to me like... I thought his ceiling, everything goes well, could be Drew Holiday. And this playoff run kind of felt like that for me.
I love that comparison. Hall of Famer, by the way.
Hall of Famer, Drew Holiday. Yo, sidebar. 3 years ago, I said Drew Holiday was kind of like Chauncey Billups of the modern day. And niggas killed me for that.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, he's better than fucking Chauncey Billups, by the way. 2 rings, bitch ass niggas. But I know ball. But Stephon Castle, clutch, amazing defense, distributed. As soon as we got another ball handler, stopped turning the ball over as much. Had a tough last game, but
it happens.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like he phoned that shit in. Yeah. He played a physical brand of basketball. Dog.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh Hart, bro. Josh Hart did an amazing job.
That's a fact. Julian Champagny. Loves Julian Champagny. Devin Vassell did his best to win that game 5. Salute Devin Vassell. He played amazing defense. Luke Cornett. Lost the finals. That block will live forever. Genuinely would never buy another drink in San Antonio. Now, Keldon Johnson. I ain't gonna lie to him. Hey,
You don't got to go home.
Listen, Keldon Johnson need to start thinking about property in Milwaukee. No
You
funny
don't
shit.
got to go home.
Keldon Johnson, De'Aaron Fox. Like
But you got to get the.
If I could sit Keldon Johnson and De'Aaron Fox down, I'd be like, you better fucking pray Giannis hate Texas. You better.
Which it
pray.
seems he does.
You better pray we can't pay his brothers too, because if we can listen, De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, 20th pick, 2 future firsts, add another team, get something. If you're
not getting Giannis without Dylan Harper. You're not getting Giannis without Dylan Harper, which means you're not getting Harper. Which means you're not getting Giannis.
Would you trade Giannis for Dylan Harper straight up?
Yes.
I would not.
That is how good I think Dylan Harper is.
Yeah,
yes. If I was Milwaukee, I would trade him.
No, I mean for the Spurs.
Oh, for the Spurs. No, I'm not letting go.
Okay, all right, cool.
No,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
not.
I would not.
That nigga's 20 years old.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
But Keldon Johnson, I was honestly disgusted what I watched the last probably 4 or 5 games of that series.
Fair.
And that's coming off of the OKC where I thought he had a crazy couple threes in Game 7. Salute for you for that. Those shots will live forever. Back-to-back threes, they were crazy. But genuinely an embarrassing playoff run for a 6-man of the year.
Yeah. And
like, genuinely embarrassing. And to De'Aaron Fox, just because we're doing every single player, like, you genuinely broke my heart. I don't know if this is going to be sick, but like, De'Aaron Fox broke my heart. Like, De'Aaron Fox was one of my favorite players since Kentucky. Too.
You broke my heart.
You broke my like genuinely, bro. Like I could not believe this is the De'Aaron Fox. Like that was Swiper. Like that was like is it Lonzo or D Fox? Oh man, D Fox is tough. Like yo, D Fox fast, he clutch player. Like I watched you go to war with Steph. I watched you go to war with Steph Curry for 7 games to it.
Yeah.
This nigga just put up like 12 points a game in the finals, bro.
De'Aaron
Fox can't be on this team next year. De'Aaron Fox cannot be on this team.
I don't know where De'Aaron Fox is going, but he cannot be in San Antonio.
He's going to Milwaukee, bro.
I'm
trying to speak into existence. He's going to Milwaukee.
All right, sure.
Oh, and then of course to finish with Wemby.
Oh no! I want to go first one because I want you to
ahead.
respond because
Okay.
I think I have some things you're gonna want to respond
to.
Okay. So to Wemby, to close out our finals talk, thank you guys for sitting through this. Please like, subscribe, and comment. But to close out on Wemby, the question of the day is: does this finals run change how you feel about Wemby? Yeah. For me, it does very slightly. Because leaving that OKC series, I would have told you Wemby was the best player in the world. Now I think I have him at 3 or 4, debating between him and Jokic. SGA, Jalen Brunson are over him at 1 and 2. The reason I changed a few things about Wemby is because I was saying he was the best defender I've ever seen. I no longer believe that. I believe he's one of the 10 best defenders ever already, but he has to get a little bit better on the perimeter. I'm not saying he should have to sit down on LeBron James and Kevin Durant and SGA for 48 minutes, but he also shouldn't be getting called up in the biggest moments of the finals so Jalen Brunson can ISO him, so he has to fix that part of his game. I believe that he has to get better on offensively as an all-around player. He has to get smarter. There are reads he's not making fast enough. There are passes he's missing. There are passes that are inaccurate. He needs to get some type of a post game. He is a slender body, and the type of build he has is not a build that's ever going to look like Giannis. He's never going to look like Hakeem. So he doesn't have to, and he should not play in the low post for 30 minutes a game for 82 regular season games and through a playoff. He's going to hurt himself doing that, and he's going to end up with back issues. But what he does need is a mid-post game because he's so tall that mid-post game is damn near like a low-post game for him. Yeah. So I like to see him get a mid-post game and just a jump hook in the low post. So in quick moments, out of timeouts and things of that nature, he is able to catch the ball high, turn around high, jump hook into the jump hook for a layup. So those are where I want to see him improve is his lateral quickness, his perimeter defense. His jump shooting needs to get better. He's a decent jump shooter. He's a good jump shooter for his size. He's a decent jump shooter overall. I think he needs to become a better shooter if he wants to play on the perimeter as much as he does, but he needs a low post game and a high post game. But the positives, he's still the most impactful defender in basketball. He's still the best defender in basketball. I would just like you to know on the Joe Budden podcast, Ish said...
I know.
You heard him? Okay, just making sure.
Other issues me alerted. First of all, the Council of Issues don't respect him as an ish. That nigga name is Antoine. When he get to saying shit like that Wemby and Bol, like he get to doing that.
He said Wemby not even a good defender. He was like, he's not that good of a defender. All right, bro.
Yeah,
let's calm down. Yeah, but I do want to say I do think people are overreacting, saying he's not a top 5 player. He's not a top 10 player. Oh my God, they exposed him. Look, he was 22 in the finals, and in the last playoff series, against a veteran team with a guy that has been the best fourth quarter player in the NBA, he looked a little out of place. And that is very normal for a 22-year-old leading his team to a finals. Over this playoffs, he was a 27, 12, and 3 block a game guy. In the finals, he was 26, 12, and 4 blocks a game. In the Western Conference Finals, he was 28, 13, and 4 blocks a game. Yeah. So, like, he is a dominant player, and he don't even know how to play basketball yet, for real. So, the only thing that has changed is I don't think he'll ever be the GOAT. That's the only reason I'll change, and I'll close it with this. I saw some timidness in him in the fourth quarter. I saw some nervousness in him in the fourth quarter. In game 4, I believe, when he missed both those free throws, the second free throw, he didn't even shoot normal. Like, it felt like the moment, he is so involved in the moment, and he cares so much. It feels like the moment really, really gets to him. And as Jalen Brunson and the Kobe's of the world, SGA's of the world are even killed, he goes up in the moment. And it reminds me of early stage LeBron. And why I use LeBron as an example is because LeBron had a problem in the clutch because of what I just said early in his career, but he grew out of that. I believe it's something Wemby can and will grow out of, but when that is in you, it's just always going to be a part of you. LeBron James still passes up late game shots. LeBron still misses free throws late in the game, and LeBron still sometimes looks like he is unsure what he wants to do late in the game, because I think that once that's in you, that's just in you. And LeBron James is going to retire as one of the 5-6 most clutch players ever, but you still see that young LeBron in him every now and then. But like I said, because of that, I don't think he'll ever be the killer that Mike was. I don't think he'll ever be the killer that Kobe was. And I think to be the GOAT, the undisputed GOAT, you're going to have to get the 5 rings with amazing accolades, and I don't think he'll get the 5 rings no more with the second apron and with the way I think he'll develop offensively.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that is something like to clip for sure. Like, that is something I genuinely could not disagree more with. Like, I want to start this by taking it back to Utah in 1999. Shaq fouls out. Lakers are missing a couple players, and then rookie Kobe air ball 3 times in the last couple minutes, including to take the lead, and he looked tired like Wemby. He looked confused shooting over double teams. If anything, I feel better about Wemby today than I did before the playoffs. I feel better about him now than I did probably not right after the Western Conference Finals, but like up until this point, I've been just trending upwards with him, because I feel like with him, with his goals being so great and him being so open about it, that he already gets GOAT criticism while trying to reach that peak. I feel like LeBron kind of went through this being, tied at chosen when he was back 23, saying he wanted to be like Mike. But Mike kind of went through the same thing, because at that time it was like Bill Russell and all those niggas. But big picture for me, like, he just averaged 28, 11, and 4 in the finals, and with playing an all-time great team, still plus minus wise was the most impactful player on the court. While I feel like, and of course the reaction to everybody, which subpar back, like, De'Aaron Fox played 380 minutes this finals. Probably not 380, because they didn't play that many games. But let's say De'Aaron Fox played 200 minutes. They were all bad. Like, I didn't feel any way about Wemby, because I feel like if Wemby wasn't the player I thought he would be, or if his weaknesses offensively, I'll get to that next, we're going to hold him back from becoming the player I thought he would be, we were going to lose it 4, we were going to get swept. Because despite him, the reaction to the offseason is like, he has to do this, he has to do this, he has to do that. Like, this was an all-time team that was competitive with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and the one veteran that was supposed to be the veteran had his worst playoff series of his career. And I feel like he played great. And what I see,
there's no way you can feel like he played great in this finals.
What?
There's no way you can feel like he played great in his finals. He just had 19 points in a closeout game, bro. He didn't play great. He played bad.
Like, that's one game, but he still, like, 27, 11, and 4 is an amazing series. And again, like, you compared it to LeBron. LeBron was not playing this well versus this team, and LeBron got swept. Like, the things that caused the Spurs to lose, I don't place on Wemby's shoulders because I did not place them on his shoulders to begin with, if that makes sense. So, put it in that context where it didn't change the way I think of him because the things that he's going to have to do to become the GOAT, he kind of did. I feel like Wemby held up his part of the bargain, if that makes sense. If you are going into this NBA Finals, especially coming off De'Aaron Fox, help closing the Thunder game, clutch player of the year, Mrs. Thompson committed to him, you have these 3 guards. The idea is, listen, we're going to dominate this game. When it gets close, we're going to give the ball to our veteran point guard, and we're going to play that way, and we're going to get shots that way. What I saw from Wemby in the fourth quarter was confusion more than timidness. Whether it's confusion of I haven't been in this moment or confusion of, even the Stephon Castle shot, it takes 17 seconds to get into that play. Or, or even the last shot, the midi to win the game on the comeback. It's that action has nothing on the backside because De'Aaron Fox is not looking to shoot, and nobody thinks he is.
Yeah.
So the things that I think Wemby needs to improve, I think he's going to get a better shoot. As a shooter, his mid-range game is going to get better. But the things that I see that's going to, and I feel like he still could be on a GOAT path is, I feel like we're undeniable. The way Wemby changes the game for a team, all right, let's kind of frame it this way. If going into the finals, we would have told you how bad the Spurs were going to shoot, leading versus up into this Knicks team, it would have been they're going to get swept, they're going to get fried every single game. These games being this close, I feel like genuinely is a testament to how amazing Wemby is, and Dylan Harper's going to be a top 10 player in the league. Because the Knicks had a 42-point quarter, one of the greatest quarters ever, and did not take an open shot the entire quarter.
Yeah.
The Knicks were I genuinely, coming off the other side of this, are an all-time team.
They are, yeah, for sure.
And they weren't good enough. I didn't feel like it's going to change how I feel about Wemby because, he can't do it by himself. That is 1,000% fair.
And I don't think that Wemby had to do it by himself. I think that you're right. The Spurs weren't good enough, which was exactly what I said coming into the series. I just didn't think they were going to be good enough. And I don't think that Wemby played bad in this series, but I don't think he played really good in this series, which average shooting 42% and 27% from 3 as a 7'5" guy. Jalen Brunson can get away with that because he is having to deal with one of the greatest defenses in the NBA right now at 6'1", and he's a volume scorer. Volume scorers are allowed to shoot 42, 43% in finals, and I don't think that's a problem. For Wemby, who's not a volume scorer and cannot be a volume scorer at 7'5", shooting 42% and has the size advantage he has is a problem and speaks to his weakness. Wemby had a great first half in these games. He was bad in a lot of the second halves, and that's okay. Again, I think you're right in your assessment of it's okay and what he did is fine, but I do think for me personally, because of where I think he has, I think the development isn't as sure as people like to make it seem. It's like when we said for 10 years, as soon as Rondo gets a jump shot, as soon as John Wall gets a jump shot, as soon as Derrick Rose gets a jump shot, as soon as Russell Westbrook becomes smarter, as soon as Damian Lillard gets some help, as soon as these things happen, we just keep hearing that their entire career. So, again,
he made the finals his first playoff.
Again, I think Wemby is going to retire a top 20 player ever, unquestioned. Okay. Into this, coming out of that Western Conference Final Series and what I saw, I thought it was no question he was going to retire a top 7 player of all time, and I just don't feel that way no more. Okay. So I think my, micro, not that big of a deal. My macro for his entire career, it does change where I think his projection is because I think his develop won't be as fast as people are acting like it'll be. I don't think he's going to come in next year a polished offensive player. I think at this year he's at a 60% offensive player. Right. Next year he'll come in at 75. And with what OKC is going to do and Minnesota's going to do and the Knicks are going to do and Indiana and Boston and the Lakers and Nuggets, I don't know if that's just enough to pin him in for 4 of the next 7 championships. Like I said, coming into the series, I said the Spurs are going to win 3 of the next 5 championships. After that performance, the second apron, what they have to do with De'Aaron Fox contracts, and how I've seen NBA players develop and how hard it is to develop certain skills that he's missing, I just don't know if they're going to dominate like we were saying coming out of the conference finals.
This is where I would 1,000. I could not push back more. First of all, coming off the OKC series, the things that you're saying has changed your view of him. He was not doing in the OKC series. Game 7, he did not have 30. Like Game 7, De'Aaron Fox closed that game normally, and no one at that time at the end of the OKC series would have thought like, oh yeah, that's a problem that in the fourth quarter he can't close games. And that is where I push, the macro, the way I'm looking at it, it feels contradictory because I feel like the Knicks are an all-time team. I don't feel like losing to an all-time team the way Wemby did is an indictment on what he needs to improve, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, that is an all-time team. And there were times, plenty of times throughout this finals where he was the best player in the court, undisputedly. Cat had an amazing finals, and he was in foul trouble. And while he can't stop Cat on the perimeter, for 5 games when Wemby was on the court, the paint was closed, period. And that is why I feel like he gets criticized. Like I say, he's trying to chase the GOAT, so he gets the GOAT criticism. Because, fam, for it to already be normal that for the entire NBA Finals, the Knicks are going to drive and U-turn, like that is something we've never seen. And he can't slide his feet to stop Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter. No one in the NBA can, especially not 7-4. So I'm not surprised at him for doing that. But if looking at Wemby's first playoff run ever for everybody on the team, De'Aaron Fox had not been out of the first round. So we're taking 21, 22, and 19-year-olds to the NBA Finals through SGA in his peak, 2 MVPs. Through SGA was the best player on the court in that series. And aside from just him being, still averaging 27 on offense, every single big man had their, they had a bad series like Wemby where he shot bad. Chet Holmgren looked like he changed Chet's career.
You're not wrong, yeah.
He fundamentally changed the way Chet will play basketball for the rest of his life. Karl-Anthony Towns played amazing. There were also times where he could not look at the rim. And I feel like Wemby and the Spurs defense is so good. That's what makes the Knicks run so impressive. And the reason I push back that I don't think it matters long-term that he couldn't beat this all-time Knicks team is because you mentioned all these other teams. The Spurs have the best young core in the league. And the second apron, that's a problem for De'Aaron Fox. That's not a problem for Dylan Harper or Stephon Castle just yet. And De'Aaron Fox contract is much more appealing now to bad teams because you can't tank anymore. So he's a perfect player to have on your team. So you're not a bottom 5 player. He's an expiring contract, and he's a veteran who's still gonna play. But I don't think it changed the look of this team. And if you were to ask me going into the next season, of course we'll see how they fill out the roster. But you told me that Dylan Harper's gonna be a year better.
Yeah,
Stephon Cat, that is my thing. This is already the best young core in the league, and they are better than we thought they were.
And my thing is, yeah, they're the best young core in the league. But at the end of the day, the young core, the young part of that does not matter to the statement I said. I said that coming out of that conference final series, and it wasn't just the conference finals, it was the entire 3 rounds that he played. Coming out of that, I was saying, I think the Spurs. Remember, Nelson was here, and I was like, yo, this final shouldn't even matter to you, brother. Y'all finna win 3 of the next 5.
Yeah.
I am saying I do not feel that way anymore. 1, because of the parity of the NBA. Mm-hmm. 2, because you're right. They have the best young core, but right now that young word doesn't matter. Who has the best core? And they do have one of the best cores, but I like the nucleus and the team structure of OKC better right now. And I do think if OKC was healthy, they would have won that series. I do think that.
They lost the only healthy game they played that series.
Jalen Williams was never healthy, bro.
Jalen he had 30 that game and played the whole game.
Jalen Williams was not healthy.
He played 40 minutes.
And then he did not play again.
And De'Aaron Fox didn't play that.
Because he wasn't healthy. And we don't have to stick on the who would have won healthy. I just think they would have won healthy because that's what I think. But after that, I get into Minnesota, who I think will. Boy, oh boy, if they add Kyrie Irving, like them reports are saying, and now that Trae Young is available, if they add Trae Young and they get a guard and get somebody to get the ball out of Ant's hands so he's not bringing the ball up the court, and they're able to keep Jaden McDaniels and get rid of Julius Randle, add a stretch four, and keep Rudy Gobert, they're going to be a problem next year.
That's a lot, though. That's like 8 things.
Yes, and it's the NBA, my nigga.
I know.
Kyrie Irving going to Minnesota is very realistic. And them keeping
but that's the thing. First, Dallas don't want to move Kyrie, and Minnesota.
Yes, they do. There is a report saying they want to move Kyrie and just build around Cooper and start there.
Of course we're not whatever. But I just lost my you mentioned the second April for the Spurs. All those other teams have to deal with that second April 3 years before the Spurs will have to.
And I understand that, but OKC is not going to have to deal with it in the way that in that bad of a deal because Chet already got paid and Jalen Williams.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, Chet hasn't.
No, Chet contract starts next year. 75% of their contracts are for 3 people next year.
Exactly, and so that's why I'm saying their team is built by role players, but the nucleus of Chet, J-Dub, and SGA, Chet, and J-Dub is going to be able to stay together. That has been confirmed by Wendy to me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, I meant like the money.
Yes, but because of their picks and because of Sam Presti, they're going to retool that roster and be fine as long as they have those 3 guys there. Yeah. Minnesota, I just said, Luka is still Luka. You're going to have to hear from him. Jokic, you're going to have to hear from him. If Giannis goes to Boston, you're going to have to hear from him. Yeah. If they see the Knicks again next year, I don't know what another year of confidence and the city galvanized behind them again looks like. So I am saying, and Indiana is another team to mention. I am saying how I felt about Wemby has changed because of how the NBA is moving and the parity in the NBA and the way you're able to build for the next year. Like everybody's going to be building to beat the Spurs next year. And they're going to say Wemby doesn't like physicality, push him out the paint, run him up and down the court so he gets tired and you're saying, and you're doing all those things. No, but after Giannis won his championship, you would have laughed at me if I would have told you he wasn't going to get out the first round in 5 years. No, after Jokic won his championship, you would have laughed at me if you told me he wasn't going to get out the second round in the next 3 years. After the Celtics won their championship, you would have laughed at me if I told you they would have never gone back to the conference finals since then. So that's what I'm saying, that I was acting like this is a guarantee, and nothing about the NBA says winning and getting to the championship and back to the conference finals is a guarantee anymore because of how everybody is retooling and the parity across the league. Yeah. And I don't think Wemby next year is going to come in head and shoulders better than SGA, Anthony Edwards, Jokic, and those players. So when they meet in those moments, they're going to rise to the same occasion, and if their teams are about even, it's going to come back down to that fourth quarter.
But he just beat SGA.
But SGA wasn't healthy.
See, that's my biggest frustration.
And not SGA, but OKC wasn't healthy.
This is my biggest frustration with the Wemby discourse. Is the first week of the season, I say, this might be the best player in the league. We're like, all right, let's wait till we get to the playoffs. And his first playoff run with a hurt backcourt and then the worst finals performance on PG we have seen since the next backup PG played all the games in the finals. And they lost to an all-time team. And throughout all them games, throughout all them games, even losing to the Knicks in the finals, they were winning his minutes. So we are if you want to say Jalen Brunson is better than Wemby because they just played and he beat him, that is 100% fair. But to say SGA is still definitively better because of the fourth quarter, Wemby closed a fourth quarter game in his building to win in the Western Conference Finals, the first game of the season, on an unhealthy team. That is my problem with just the sidebar with the OKC stuff, bro. Like, we got to stop pretending they were the only hurt team in the playoffs. Like De'Aaron Fox was hurt the entire series and missed the game. Like, Stephon Castle had his 2 worst playoff games the entire playoffs when De'Aaron Fox was out. And as soon as he got back, he got back busting their ass. But all I hear is about how the Thunder were not healthy. The Thunder were not healthy all season. They missed Jalen Williams all season. And they were firing everyone favorites to win the series, had not lost a playoff game. And all I heard before the Western Conference Finals was, yeah, the Thunder rested. They're going to be physical. And like, yo, the physicality stuff, I laughed at that because, like, I saw a tweet, and actually, I don't know if we're going to hit, like, the PR of Wemby, like, how people are, like, talking about him. They're like, yeah, bro, he better watch out, bro. They're going to be real physical, or like, oh, yeah, here could Mitchell Robinson could give him a flagrant because he pushed Jalen Brunson. Like, what do they niggas think they've been doing with Wemby up until this point? What brand of, like, Wemby has faced the most physicality of any player since Steph Curry, and it's different versus Steph Curry because they didn't do that to him on defense like that. Wemby's the only nigga in the league you can hold while he blocks your teammate, and they won't call it if they block him. Like, that is the PR with Wemby that, like, yeah, the secret's out and they're gonna do that. Like Minnesota tried that. Like, OKC tried that. These teams tried that. Respect to the Knicks. The Knicks did not win because they figured out Wemby. The Knicks won because they were better than the Spurs and were better at things that allowed them to sustain against Wemby's defense.
And I think to combat that, I will say that where the Knicks are and where the Spurs are, I think it is 4 other teams that will potentially be in that conversation next year. And because I think it's those 4 teams will be in that conversation next year, I don't think there's a blueprint on any great NBA player. All of that is bullshit. Right. I am saying there is a formula to frustrate him, and that is the truth. The physicality frustrates him. Sure, it doesn't get in his head, but it's something he thinks of. Yeah. And that's all I am saying. Yeah. So I'm saying with all of those factors, with where I think the Celtics, Knicks, Lakers, Nuggets, Minnesota, and OKC will be next year. That's 5 teams. And then the Spurs, 6 teams. So I have 6 teams I'm going right now that I think could win a championship next year based off of who their players are. And that's if Detroit gets Kyrie, Lord have mercy. So that's maybe add a 17 with Detroit in that. I am saying I don't feel as confident as the Spurs dominating, with the Spurs dominating like 3 of the next 5, 4 of the next 7, like I originally said, because of what I have seen with the previous 7 champions of the NBA going on 8. With the previous 7 championships, all of us thinking that team that was in the finals or that team that lost the finals was going to be right back, and Luka's not on the Dallas anymore. Andrew Wiggins ain't on the Warriors no more. Nobody's on the Nuggets anymore. Things happen, and this NBA is just different. So where we could have looked at the Heat after they lost to LeBron, after they lost to the Mavericks, and no LeBron was finna be back, I don't think we're in that NBA no more. So I think more of what I am saying is my realization about, yes, the fourth quarter scoring, the no go-to post move does matter, and I think that will play a part deep in the playoffs next year, but I am only talking about the Spurs amongst the upper echelon of this league, and I do believe some of the problems that presented themselves next year this year when they were 21, 22, and 23 will present themselves next year when they're 21, 23, and 24.
See, this is why I'm confused, is because, like, that point feels like a Knicks thing, not a Spurs thing. Like, the Heat lost in the finals, and in this parity era, and we're back in the finals and lost again. Like the Celtics lost in the finals in this 22-24 era and got back and won. The parity stuff, like, that is for the people who win. And a lot of the times it's because certain things just can't be replicated. You're not going to replicate Steph Curry still in his prime, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole coming off the bench, or the Drew Holiday closing games, like, or the OKC Tyrese Haliburton, Terrence. But like there are certain things that are it's very hard to win a championship. So that part, I wouldn't say they're going to guarantee to win 3 of the next 5 or 4 of the next 7. That part I don't disagree with. Like, in the short term, if you would have said in the next 5 years it's going to be 5 different champions, I would be a little frustrated with it, but I would understand it. I think the biggest pushback I had was the finished top 20 player part. If he plays 10 healthy seasons, he's going to be a top 10 player automatically. he's gonna win 8 defensive player at minimum. He's gonna win 8 defensive player of the years and average 26 for his career.
And I think to close for me, because we've been on basketball way longer than I thought we were, but it's okay. It was an NBA Finals game. We had to do this.
Yeah. We're really short on quota.
Gang. But I'm glad you knew too. I was looking like we going a long time, but we kind of still got a lot to do. But like it's still Trae Young, Giannis and shit. But but in closing for me, for real, to crack that top 10. Mm-hmm. So my top 10 real quick, I'm going to go through it is. Okay. 1 is Mike. 2 is Bron. 3 is Kobe. 4 is Kareem. 5 is Magic. 6 is Steph. 7 is Duncan. 8 is Bird. 9 is Shaq. 10 is Hakeem. That was my top 10 players of all time. I don't rank Bill. I don't rank Bill. I don't rank Russell because they played with 6 teams and no salary cap and no free agency. So please stop and just stop doing that. It's stupid as fuck. So ranking those 10 players to get in that top 10 and beat Hakeem, he's going to have to win multiple MVPs, 2 championships, and like you said, 4 or 5 defensive players of the year, which I think I think that's set in stone. Yeah. And I think if he does that, then he will guarantee himself that 10 spot. Right. My thing is, I don't think that's a guarantee anymore, like I did coming into that playoffs. And I think what is guaranteed is 1 championship. Yeah. 1 MVP and a great career. Okay. But if Dylan Harper is a top 5 player in 3 years, it's going to take MVPs away from him. I'm just looking at the things truthfully. But it does also add to the potential of him winning 3 or 4 championships. It's going to work. It's going to work, and it's going to be interesting to see. I am just saying I was at 10. I'm at 7.5.
Let me ask you a question. What I was. And this will be the last because it's not even like a real question. What if Shaq and Kobe liked each
other? Realistically, if 06 Kobe had 2006 Shaq, they would have three-peated again. Okay. They would have lost the championship they did, lost probably in 05. In 06 to 2009, they probably would have won 3 out of the 5. Okay. All right. And they would have both ended with 6 rings.
All right. That's what because I feel like, listen.
But Dylan Harper is not Kobe Bryant.
Listen, I'm not going to say Dylan Harper is Kobe Bryant yet. But when I just look forward, I'm just looking forward. We are on an unprecedented timeline of possible all-time great and possible superstar at the same time in their like healthy primes, kind of.
Okay.
So,
all right. That was our NBA segment. An hour and 42 minutes on the NBA, man. Where you else gonna get it like this? Besides a lot of the NBA podcasts, but
sadly, Big Bro is back for the fall.
Sadly,
we did 2.5
the biggest
hours
bro,
of football.
The biggest bro. You know what I mean? They finals record was a Sunday night football game in August.
Facts.
They preseason gonna get
Daniel Jones and Dax Jackson Dart like going on Monday night.
All right, man. So. We'll do Giannis next week. I think Key and Nelson should be on next week to get some Knicks fans on here, so we'll probably do another thing next week. Okay. I do want to do the top 30 players, but I'm thinking out of all of that balls today, we probably shouldn't do another 30 minutes on 30 NBA players right now.
I do have a TikTok ready.
Let's do it.
It's one I told you about a couple weeks ago. We're going to play keep forward cut. Hold on, here we go. All-time hip-hop pick'em and R&B pick'em, songs with the same name.
Oh, I like that. Oh, you got it down? You wrote it down? Okay, nice.
I got a few for you.
All right, cool.
So, Rock doesn't know these. And, of course, a couple of them are like, not exactly, but.
Okay.
First one, Empire State of Mind or New York State of Mind. Nas versus Hov.
Oh, give me New York State of Mind. Sorry, Hov and Alicia, but that New York State of Mind, some of the best rappers you've ever heard in your life.
America Has a Problem featuring Kendrick or American Boy featuring Kanye by Estelle.
Give me American Boy. I love you, Beyonce. Please don't watch this. But yes, give me American Boy.
Fear by Drake or Fear by Kendrick Lamar.
I think Fear by Kendrick Lamar is one of Kendrick Lamar's 10 best songs, so give me Fear by Kendrick Lamar.
You know I had to find one. You knew I had to find one. 1985 by J. Cole. Or 1985 by Freddie Gibbs.
That's fantastic. That is absolute. That's an amazing. That's really good. That's really good. Because of what happened in 2024, 1985 by Freddie Gibbs.
Okay, let's go. All right, this is kind of a curveball. This is one special for you because I kind of know how you didn't answer. Run This Town by Jay-Z. Or Run This Down by Lil Wayne.
Run This Down by Lil Wayne. Shout out No Ceiling's greatest mixtape ever.
All right, and this last one, this is kind of pop. Heartless by The Weeknd.
Woo-wee!
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's a Kanye classic. Yes, I ain't even the biggest 808s fan, but that Heartless, boy, that bass come on in the stadium, y'all gonna see why I picked it. Heartless by The Weeknd is a motherfucker, but Heartless by Kanye is a all-time record. Give me Heartless by Kanye West. Excellent. Keep work up for it. Excellent. That was fire. All right. Let's jump into some music, some quick hitters. Any new music you want to touch on, just get the audience something you've been listening to.
Vince Staples' new album is gas for sure.
I knew you would like that. I'm surprised I haven't texted you about that, actually.
Yeah, Vince Staples' album is definitely tough. And I wanted to kind of do a Redux review on the Isaiah Rashad in context of this Vince Staples album. That is what I be talking about. Like, you can change your sound, you can change your message, you can change your vocals, your BPMs, but Vince Staples' lyrical ability, even on a punk, non-traditional emo, rap, rock, whatever brand you want to call it, that of music, shines through on this album. I think it's produced amazingly. I'm so happy someone finally did well on this Cop Shot the Kid sample. No disrespect, Nas, but like, you know, we could have walked that better. I thought Vince did amazing. So definitely the new Vince Staples was gas.
Absolutely. To piggyback off of the Vince Staples album, I am really impressed with his artistic expression on this, with the messages he was painting, with the song titles and then the lyrics inside of the songs, the way he was able to use the music to bring the people in and use the lyrics to tell a story while also keeping a nice theme throughout the album and a nice sound throughout the album was really impressive. And I really enjoyed the instrumentation from the punk rock. This was somebody that you could tell, this seemed like an idea he's had for a while, and he's been around the circuit listening to alternative, listening to punk rock bands, and seeing how he wanted to craft and sound for himself, and he did that to the T. Always shout out to Vince Staples, bro. One of the most underrated artists we have out right now.
That's a fact.
And then somebody I want to touch on is the West Coast Black. Blast dropped the album. Blast dropped the album. It is cold, bro. It has that West Coast feel with the West Coast smooth summer sound. But Blast has one of the best voices in rap right now. Rap, R&B, whatever you want to classify him as. But I really like the pace of this album. I like the song was about a woman. The album was about a woman. You never can go wrong with that. And it never like got out of its comfort zone. Like it wasn't like, all right, I'm giving you this type energy, this summer type energy. All right, now let me go do some heavy rap shit. Or let me go do some 2 pop songs that are obviously out of place on this album. It was none of that. He kept to the same thing.
That's fire.
Same theme through 14, 15 songs, and I truly loved it. I listened to it on my run today. I listened to it a couple days ago. I was really impressed with this album.
I did. Do you have anything else on music?
Oh, yeah. Jesse Reyes dropped the project. I haven't gotten to it. I just love Jesse Reyes, so please get at it. Olivia Rodrigo dropped the project. I did get into it, but didn't dive into it. But the music sounded good from what I heard. G Herbo dropped the deluxe. If you like G Herbo, you're going to like the deluxe. And Kodak Black dropped the album. I have to get into that. I'll have a review.
I'm going to listen to that on the ride home.
I got to listen to that tomorrow. Yeah. But that's it on new music. I want to shout out to Drake, number 1 for 5 weeks. First week he's not going to be number 1, but still sold over 100K. I think he was 4 weeks number 1, 5 weeks selling over 100K. And then Hove added a Paris show, added the LA show, and I heard through somebody that's a trusted source that he will be adding an Atlanta show in the fall. And if he does that, I will be a little sad that I'm going to this New York show, but not all the way sad because it's New York.
That's still
and it's the first one. It's
going to be legendary for sure. I wanted to hit the World Cup.
Oh, go ahead. Hell yeah. I have nothing to say.
Have you? How you
nothing.
You don't watch soccer?
Nothing. Right. I don't know any. All I know is Messi scored a bunch of goals yesterday, and that's cool.
So
and the USA won, but
this is gonna be hella. I'm glad we're gonna shout my boy Anthony. Anthony said we should do more soccer. This is actually the perfect time for it. We should do some UFC a little bit, but so I'm trying to figure out how to contextualize what Messi's doing. It would be like, okay, all right. So imagine that SGA was chasing Braun 10-point record, right? And he is about to pass Braun. And then Braun have a 40.15 triple-double after winning the championship last year. Like, that's the thing. So, so for the first let's say, I don't know the exact number because I'm not a huge soccer fan, but first 15 years of Messi career, he was spotless in his league, but the World Cup, Argentina had never won. So niggas was like, oh yeah, see, this is like the problem with Messi. Like he has a like you're looking for it. And now he's the best World Cup player ever. Like that is why people are going so crazy. Where it's like genuine. Okay. Shout out to first of all, I don't shout out to her a bunch because it's not as good as it used to be. But auto translating the tweets for the World Cup has been hilarious.
It has been.
And shout out my Spanish niggas because I'm really trying to figure out. And this is, I swear to God, this is the true comparison. It would be like if Mike was still playing, trying to make sure he was still the GOAT. Like if Mike was still on the Wizards, but every once in a while this nigga had 60. Like Messi playing Miami in the United States, it's like not a top soccer league, and then the World Cup roll around, and he just nuked niggas. It is so impressive. Shout out Mbappe for chasing that record. But I wanted to hit the World Cup because I don't watch like Daniel. I don't watch full soccer games. I don't have favorite teams. I know like 6 soccer players. But Messi and Messi highlights and the Messi moments, like no funny shit. You could watch a Messi highlight video and see instantly like, oh yeah, this nigga's their LeBron. Like the way they talk about this nigga is crazy. So shout out the World Cup. It's been amazing in the United States. And the energy of the World Cup, really it's cool. Amazing to see the rest of the world see why niggas watch football.
Shout out to my nigga Freddie.
Yeah, shout out to nigga Freddie. Shout out, like that shit changed his life.
Changed his life, bro.
I especially because of like Twitter and algorithms and the United States and Europe feel so far apart. In reality, they're not that far. But I think, especially like people joke that like Europe is so small, so they don't understand how big the USA is. Them niggas are kind of understanding what it's like to go into the USA, where in 50 different cities, all the Europeans are having the craziest time in their life.
Yes. It was somebody that was like, oh my God, it's the best food I've ever had, and it was Golden Corral. Like, they have the funniest shit for me is realizing how bad food is over there. Like, bro, they coming over here like, what is this?
Man,
like,
he said, why'd you grill the onions? Nigga, are you crazy? You eating raw onion on your sandwich?
He said grilled onion, never heard of it.
Twin, word for word. He said, why would you cook a sandwich? Nigga, are you crazy? You've never had a grilled cheese? Niggas is 30 years old. Nigga never had a grilled cheese.
Why would you cook a sandwich?
Like, I've loved that shit. Seeing them niggas find out how gas Walmart, someone needs to tell Freddie Walmart used to be 24 hours. I want to see his reaction. Because, listen, I told my nephew was over, we was playing, he had brought his controller, but he broke because he had kids, so his controller ass. Yeah. And it was late, but I was telling him, like, before COVID, we could go to Walmart right now
and get you a controller.
He was like, what? Like, yeah, nigga used to wait. Yeah, bro, used to get up at 2 a.m. Like, I need to go get a drill.
Yeah. No cap, bro. They took Freddie to NASA, to the best barbecue in Texas.
Damn. That nigga said, this is Buc-ee's? Nigga, what? What?
He said, guys, it's a gas station.
That shit is so crazy. But, yeah, the World Cup reaction games, like, I think, like, listen, we've given out a lot of ideas. If this works, it'd probably make like $1 trillion. So you for sure not gonna kick me back anything. Just kind of don't kill me. Like send us some tickets or something. But the way them niggas did that live golf shit in like Saudi Arabia, if they did that shit in America, that shit would make crazy money. Yeah. Like if they were just like, Real Madrid and Arsenal are gonna play in fucking Cowboy Stadium.
Yes.
Like. And they just did it like 10 games a year.
Yes.
Them shits would be.
How they have international football games, they should have international soccer games.
1,000%.
That's an excellent idea.
That's like, bro, it's so funny. They're like, what are these stadiums for usually? High school football. This is a high school football team. You're in high school in Texas. Like,
no, that shit is so funny. They was like, look at the Seattle Stadium. It was like, what do you even do here? It was like, play the greatest game ever created by man. Shit that brings tears to niggas' eyes in a fall game. That's what niggas do.
Cover 4 quarters, nigga, for 3 hours.
yes, man. Now that's what niggas do, nigga.
And so, I love being in America. Like, I am so patriotic to like the cool shit we do because, like, bruh, we are so blessed. Like, football is so American. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Niggas don't understand. Like I be watching soccer game, even with how exciting soccer is. Like that football physicality to it.
None like it, gang. None like it, gang. Man, I cannot wait.
What do y'all do here for 3 hours? Niggas go to war. Niggas die out here. Niggas leave in wheelchairs. Niggas don't care. Like,
you ain't lying about a damn thing, gang. Yeah. This NFL season finna be so special, bro. Oh my god. So you want to talk about Madden, bro?
I genuinely want to talk about Madden. That's what I was going to talk about next.
I genuinely want to talk about Madden. We could have done. So we cut the last 35, 40 minutes. We were talking about Madden and Spider-Man and nerd shit. Sir. So we're going to put that on Patreon. It'll also be a little YouTube short. So the first 20 minutes, get the rest of it on Patreon. So this will actually be the official end to the episode. I know it's a lot of sports. We'll get into some more entertainment, more music next week. We'll discuss more of that future drop, raw wave drop. We have the whole show coming up, so it's a lot to discuss. But this has been episode 167. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
A world full of hate, let your light be love, in an industry full of copycats. We are some 101. That's Ish. I'm Rock. That's Ish. Y'all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment. And we are the greatest.